everyone. Welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in entertainment. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Tim. Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Hey.
I just burnt my tongue.
I'm so sorry.
No more.
Today we're going to talk about why women are ditching their razors for Januhairy and how Julia Roberts is playing matchmaker for Dirty John star Connie Britton. Plus, The Simpsons star Yeardley Smith joins the table, and later founder and CEO of the Hey Vina app, Olivia June, stops by. But first, Chris Pratt got engaged.
Wow, to Catherine Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Yes, congrats to the happy religious couple.
Yeah. Do you think he had to ask Arnold for permission?
Oh my God, yes.
That would be so
meeting
How
of
did
the
that conversation go?
You can't marry my daughter. How does he talk?
He don't say that.
Just like that.
Did Chris
he
Pratt
does
wear
sound
his
like that.
Jurassic
Yeah.
World costumes? I hope they wore their respective costumes when they're movies and had
I
to
don't
stop.
think they did.
No?
No.
Not
I
even the
don't
fantasy
think
world?
I think they did, Lucas.
Thanks, Shannon.
Well, good. They look very happy. We've talked about them in the past. He obviously used to be married to Anna Faris. They seem to have had a pretty amicable split. They're co-parenting. I'm sure she's supportive of this. I don't know, but
Yeah, I just love that you looked at that photo and they're like, they look really happy. And I'm like, they look like they're falling down that staircase. And he's like, can I get a whiff of that hair real quick? It's just weird. It's a weird pic.
It's a weird pic.
it's a loving pic. It's like an
No,
intimate.
he looks asleep.
I think it's
Yeah.
an intimate, look how close we are, connected. Our faces are pushed up against each other.
That doesn't look like love,
It's
but okay.
It's like I just smushed someone's face to you. I don't know.
What
Yeah.
is the rush to get engaged a year after you get out of a 10-year marriage?
That is a good question.
Yeah, I would think maybe for their spiritual life, maybe they want to be in a holy union. I think maybe they probably want to start a family.
Right.
You do?
Yeah, he loves he's very, obviously he loves his son, but I think he definitely wants more children and he's getting older and maybe he's just let's just do this.
Oh, wait, that makes sense because I was like, oh, because of the children, I wouldn't want to rush into a new marriage. I'd be
Right.
like, I don't want to put them through anything that I'm not positive is permanent.
I would imagine they might want to start their own life together.
Okay,
Right.
That's
wow.
just
But
quickest
it's
way to
interesting.
do it.
I think if you're in a 10-year relationship, it seems kind of fast to move on within
Definitely
a year.
fast.
But not for men. I see it all the time.
Men move on quicker?
Men constantly leave a marriage and they're married to somebody younger within a year. I mean, it happens all the time.
It's an age-old
Why
story.
do you do that?
I think because
Nobody knows why.
yeah,
Well-
I think it's mainly because there's no consequences for men
That's it.
in our society.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't matter if they get divorced and she has 10 kids. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, what's the consequence if Anna Faris does it, though? Anything?
Everybody will be like, what a slut! How dare she? She's a mother. Why is she
Yeah.
even focusing on anything else other
Oh,
than
yeah,
her kids?
she's a mother. She should be focusing on
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
the press would have a field day with it. Obviously, we have to sit here and be like, congratulations. Wow, Chris Pratt, we're proud of you.
Speaking the truth.
Yeah. I mean,
Sexist.
good luck, right?
You think
Yeah,
it'll
best of
last?
luck. I hope that everybody has love in their life,
Yeah.
whether it's romantic, friendship, family.
Or for God.
I do think it will last, but why not?
God, I feel like God just winked at me.
Yeah. Did I wink at you?
Yeah.
Am I God? I bless you all.
Feels like it some days.
That'd be a great twist.
I just touched that
Shannon's
man's
got.
soul.
Can you bless me really
Yes.
quick? Thank you.
Is this how you do it?
Stop flirting.
You would be Shannon would be a
I'm gonna
great
bless
god.
you real good.
Shannon, you'd be a great god.
Thank you. I am definitely going to start a cult, and this is not the first time I've announced it, but this is officially on Build Brunch, my first announcement. I'm a cult leader. Watch out.
Congratulations.
I think you would be a fair God.
I'm so
you would be a
happy.
revered God, but you would be an emotional God.
Oh, thank you. I feel like I'm very present and I'm empathetic, so I'm not going to do a lot of damage, but we do need to fuck up things a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you remember what that medium said? He said 2019 is the year where things will get started. So I think it's a perfect year to start your cult.
Yay!
Yeah. You're all invited.
We're all in it and we're all happy, but I'm moving on to our first story. Aretha Franklin's long-awaited biopic has finally found its director. Tony-nominated Liesl Tommy will helm the project with singer Jennifer Hudson playing the Queen of Soul. Hudson, who was handpicked by Franklin to portray her prior to the singer's death in August 2018, spoke about her excitement, saying she's one of the most iconic and talented artists of all time and what a dream come true it is to portray her extraordinary life on screen.
Yes.
There is no surprise
Yes.
Jennifer
Yes.
Hudson is portraying Aretha Franklin. There is no one else to play.
There's literally no
you-
one else.
It was like,
Is that
duh.
because Jennifer Hudson is so good or because we literally have no one?
No, because there are amazing gospel singers.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Yolanda Adams and Kelly Price. There are women who can sing like Aretha.
You've done the facts.
Oh, I love the music.
Yeah.
Like, their music is amazing. But to have somebody who can sing and perform and act and do all the things that would be required from this role, I think Jennifer's like the
and who has the star power. I think if you're going to if you want to have someone known play Aretha, first of all, pick the person she approved.
Of
one,
course.
she's Aretha Franklin, and two, pick someone who has the talent to back it up. So I think Jennifer Hudson does that, and I'm really pumped to see this movie.
Yeah, it's crazy that on American Idol, Simon Cowell, I still think about it, was like, you're a karaoke singer, you're not.
I know.
Like, you're not gonna go anywhere.
And because she didn't look the part.
Yeah.
Which is what's messed up about it.
know.
She was able to kind of push through all of
Which
that.
we can dissect, as she was a woman of color. Perhaps what was he looking at? I mean, Simon Cowell, despite everything, is not God, which we've now decided is Shannon, so he does not know everything. But she's one of the best success stories post losing American Idol, winning an Oscar, doing Dreamgirls, which we all loved her in, and having really successful songs and music, whatever. I even loved her on Smash. Remember Smash, guys, at NBC?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. She had a great guest starring role.
I have no idea what Smash is.
Smash, the Broadway
Yes, with Catherine McPhee and that song "Let Me Be Your Star."
Catherine McPhee was also
on my
Idol.
Spotify.
Yes, she was. That show was so bad it was good. Anyway, from Smash to Aretha Franklin biopic. Good job, Jennifer Hudson.
Wow.
She always dominates. I watch her on The Voice, and I love her.
She's gone through some tough times.
She's gone through horrible times. I mean, her brother-in-law murdered part of her family. Like, she overcame so much. And I think on The Voice now, we've seen a lot of these artists be able to like put themselves back into like the mean and in such a positive way. So again, you can see like the trajectory her career is taking, and I feel like this next year for her, it's gonna be really huge.
I once met her, randomly went up to her, and she was so sweet, and we talked about Dreamgirls and Beyonce, and she was like, I love Beyonce too, like, no way, you're Jennifer Hudson! And it was the best. She would never remember it, but it was a really good moment.
Oh, she might remember.
It was on my
you.
16th birthday, so.
What?
Sweet 16.
Where were you?
At the Palm. She was there.
Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of biopics, are there any biopics that you think like they really nailed it with the casting? Like my mind always goes back to Ray Charles and Jamie Foxx.
I mean,
for me, it was like that was the most, and he, I mean, obviously was awarded for that because it was so perfect.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx is so talented.
He can do everything.
Yeah, he's
I
really
mean,
amazing.
Selena. J-Lo, that is a really classic 90s movie.
That
She
was such a
I forget
good
that she's
one.
not actually Selena.
I know.
Yeah,
She was
really nailed
good
it.
in that movie. I'm trying to think another. I don't know what you guys thought of Bohemian Rhapsody, but it's so.
Oh, that's a new
He
one.
did.
I
No,
haven't
he
seen that.
Did you like
Yeah.
it though, that movie?
I thought the movie was good. I thought his performance was great. Right? I thought the movie was passable. It was fine. I didn't have any major problems with it. But the last 20 minutes of it, where they're doing that Live Aid concert, I was completely enthralled. Like, they had me. So, yeah.
I think.
What? Are you laughing because I said the word enthralled?
Someone laughed.
Yeah, someone was doing a little giggle out there.
So I was laughing at that.
Did you go watch the actual performance of it? 'Cause that's what I did after the movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible.
It's
Yeah,
so
I thought he's really good in it. The movie itself, I would have liked the more unfiltered, kind of
course.
rated R version of what the actual story was. But in terms of like, it was entertaining.
In Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Just the Queen was heavily involved in crafting the narrative of that film.
Right.
So I thought they kind of.
Yeah,
And it took 10 years to get off the ground. So it was like they were just happy to get that thing done in theaters.
Right.
Who would play you guys in a biopic of your lives?
I think it would make more sense for us to cast each other.
Okay.
Yeah, let's work on
Yeah, that's good.
So let's start with Brittany.
Oh, God.
Um,
There's not a lot of people. I know who it would be.
You know who it would be?
Yeah.
Who would it be?
It would have to be Gabrielle Union.
yeah, she would be good playing you.
Yeah, it's hard because you have to find someone younger, right?
Exactly, but
that's
like-
the hard part.
Well,
If it was
Michelle
for this
Obama
or
would
not.
play you older.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
I
her.
want to play Michelle Obama
Yeah.
in the biopic of her life. I'm just saying it. Guys, there's still time if you're making one. I would make a great Michelle Obama in her late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, we're reading Becoming now. I'm seeing the film.
Exactly.
Being made.
For Shannon, I don't know the actress's name, but you remember in Orange is the New Black, the woman that they cast?
Oh yeah, the girl with the glasses.
The girl with the glasses?
Everyone on my feed, like every single moment, was like, "Shannon, is this you?" I went to your IMDb. They haven't listed you yet. And I'm like, that's not.
Oh my God, can I just say, I saw Harry Potter and the Cursed Child last week, and there is a woman in the ensemble who every time I was like, that's Shannon. And I started to think, for a second, I was like, is that Shannon? And then I was like, no, I would know.
You would
she's
know.
a part of this play at night. Oh my God, Lucas is going this week. You're gonna see her.
I'm gonna see Shannon
She
perform
wears
in
a
Harry
cloak.
Potter.
It looks like exactly you. I was like,
How old is she?
she's probably maybe a little older than you, but she just looks like you.
Yeah.
Some scenes she's wearing glasses.
She's 65.
So fun. Is she just like really gangly? She can't hold her body well.
No, she just like, she has this like cape and she like turns. She's
She
just
plays
like,
as a
this, like
mentor.
witch in the background. I'm like, always like, that's Shannon.
Oh.
That's so cool. I want her name and her picture.
I'm
and
gonna
her
try and
address.
find it. I'm gonna try and find it.
Ooh.
What about
Allie?
What about Allie?
Man, I wish that there was like.
I'm blanking on everyone. That
Yeah,
I
I wish that there was like a younger Kristen Stewart that I could suggest.
Okay.
Ellen
Because Kristen Stewart's too old.
No.
That you're gonna be Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
You.
Because she's
Clay
little.
Aiken.
Clay Aiken.
I'm thinking
yeah.
of Ellen Page from Juno. She's like
I
little.
got that so much growing
Yeah,
up.
I could see that. I could see her playing Una.
Yeah, she has your wit,
Like,
your spark.
And then what about you?
Lucas.
What's the guy that's in Dear Evan Hansen?
Ben Platt. I could see Ben Platt playing him.
Didn't we just decide last week that Ben Platt wasn't good looking?
Yeah.
what about
That's why I said it.
What about that little boy from Fuller House?
Everywhere you look.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
So Ben Platt.
I'm sorry for throwing shade. I just
Oh
thought
my
that was
God.
gonna be funny.
I feel like we're never gonna recover from casting each other in these films.
Yeah.
It's like a bad we were like, this is gonna be fun, and now we're all like, we have hurt
Well, Ben
feelings.
Platt won a Tony.
He's so talented.
Wow.
So
Okay.
talented.
I'm hooked up with a guy named Tony once.
Cool.
That's cool.
Just as cool, huh?
Definitely just as cool.
Yeah.
Well, move aside November. Januhairy is here. This New Year trend encourages women to embrace their body hair by growing it out throughout the month. Started by a drama student in the UK, the movement has taken off with women sharing images of their body hair on social media using hashtags such as Januhairy and body hair don't care. What do you guys think about Januhairy?
I think it's cool. You know, at first I would be like, my initial reaction was like, is this really necessary? We're all owning our body hair. And then even in this office, when we brought it up, so many people responded to the photos with gross, yuck. And I was like, oh shit, we do need
Totally.
Januhairy for sure. Personally, I've always had a really healthy relationship with my body hair. I didn't shave until way, way late in life. And I don't know, I just don't mind having hairy pits, or I have like a full leg hair right now, and it's not a big deal to me, but I understand that it's a really, like, other people hate it. Like, growing up, everyone in my high school would be like, shave those pits, and even like senior year.
They would scream it at you.
Seriously, they would be like, shave those pits, and I'd be like, okay, whatever, I don't know, buy me razors. And then like, even when I graduated, like on my senior card, the biggest message was like, shave your pits,
Oh, seriously?
shave your legs. And I was like, it was like, hey, good luck with your career. And it was like, shave. And I was like, this is really what everyone took away was just my body hair. Not
my
all the
God.
amazing scenes that I
Crazy.
delivered in my acting classes or all the musical performance. It was really just about my body hair.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing that as a teenager, though, you weren't, like, if that happened to me, I would have shaved immediately. I would have been so afraid, and you just wanted to not shave.
I leaned into it so much. There was also this one really like hot, popular girl, and I remember I used to like pull down my shirt and and like lick my hair for her just because she was hot and I wanted to freak her out.
Did that work for you?
Yeah, it worked for me. I mean, I got off. Listen, I was a freak since day one. Like, I came out of the womb and I was like, what's up?
You're like,
I love
Yeah.
it.
you're like Madonna. She didn't shave at the end of high school for that reason. She was a dancer, and she was like, I want to weird people out, and I don't care.
And
that
her
what
daughter
Madonna
doesn't
did?
Yeah,
shave,
she
right?
didn't shave when she was end of high school. She's like, whatever, I'm mean. I can weird people
Her
out.
daughter Lourdes walked on a catwalk with hairy legs.
Yeah,
and armpits and
Donna's
just didn't
daughter's
care,
not shaved, yeah.
I think it read a stat that 1 in 4 women don't shave their armpits. So you're not alone. I think it's actually more common than we think. And they were saying it's becoming more common as we're moving into that natural movement where women are starting to feel more confident about not wearing makeup and other things like that. So I think it's a trend that's like going to continue.
God,
The
I don't
timing
feel
of this-
confident doing that at all.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. I just want everyone to know that they have options.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
We just have to
Yeah, yeah,
acknowledge
yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
like, it's totally fine. It's all a social construct
It
of what
is all
men
social
decided women
construct.
to be beautiful,
Yeah.
but women should decide. I support anything that promotes the empowerment of women and their control over their bodies. So if this is
To be honest, I don't love like underarm hair pit on men that much either. Like when I see, I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, it's
Do you
cool.
rather-
It's
you
like
like
not
your-
an attractive
Really?
area in general for me. So yeah.
You
to
like
see
your
a
boys to shave?
No, I don't. But I'm saying like, I'm not gonna be
Okay.
like, look at a guy and be like, oh, look at that hair, that's great. I'm like, I don't ever really love looking at hair under somebody's armpit.
When you're cuddling, aren't you just like a little like want to nuzzle in that armpit hair at all? No? Oh my God, I'm so into it.
Yeah.
I
Chest
dated a
hair is
guy who
different.
had like really good smelling BO, and I feel like I spent most of my time trying to nuzzle in his armpit.
But I do think every guy should get waxed at some point of their life.
That's
Someone's
They don't like
vomiting.
it?
Oh
You
no.
don't like the
I can't
nuzzling?
Can we
fully
get
support
clean
you
up
on
on
that.
couch one? Clean up on couch one.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
I do think
don't kink shame people, okay?
we won't.
No,
we don't.
no
All I'm
no
saying
shame.
is I don't.
No shame.
That's false for me.
It's not like I'm R. Kelly here. I just said I like some armpit hair, okay?
Very true. Very true.
It's quite the connection.
Yeah, I'm just remember there's a sliding scale here.
No
Surviving
shame.
armpit
Your
hair.
cult is
Shame
way
at all.
different. But I do think every guy should get like, if every guy got waxed and understood the pain that
Oh,
a
God.
lot of women go
Yeah.
through to like make themselves beautiful or whatever, or to get rid of hair, I think more guys would be sympathetic to when women don't look perfect all the time.
Yeah.
I also think
Totally.
men need to see women with body hair, especially on their vaginas. I think that's important. I think men need to stop romanticizing hairless vaginas. It's weird. It's creepy. Children have it. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that has been an important
It is
trend
weird.
and something I'm seeing more and more with my girlfriends. Like,
You
who
keep seeing all your girlfriends hairless
all like
vaginas.
every day. No, but like more and more of my friends are like, oh yeah, I used to shave everything and now I leave a little bit. Or I think
Yeah.
women are sort of going through their own transition with that because it is kind of creepy if you think about it.
Yeah, I really agree with you on that. It is creepy. What's the deal?
I don't know.
You know, a guy. You know, I don't think I'm gonna. I started following my doorman started following me on Instagram.
Oh no!
Can't wait to
I thought you were gonna go.
I can't wait where this
And I
ends.
started following him back, and he always posts these like GIFs that are like that feeling when you see your girl without makeup for the first time, and it's like Jim Carrey being like, and I was just like, it's so annoying. Like I don't want to see all of his like sexist GIFs, and I
Yeah.
feel like that is the type of population that needs to be educated on the fact that women put in so much effort to groom themselves
Yeah.
and look the way they look. So yeah, you might be surprised when you see a woman wake up without makeup on.
Right. I agree. I also want to point out that there is a philanthropy or philanthropic component to this, and so she does have a crowdfunding for January, and all the money goes to Body Gossip, which is a site that embraces your body through art. So
Right.
Love that.
there's like a bigger message, just like Movember is to raise awareness about prostate cancer and men's issues. This is sort of empowering women to love their bodies.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do that. More of that.
Woo!
More hairy legs.
Yay!
Except for me, I do prefer to shave.
Yeah,
them.
it's
Sorry.
however you want it.
Yeardley Smith is an Emmy Award-winning actress who's best known for possessing one of the most recognizable voices in television history, the voice of Lisa Simpson on Fox's iconic show, The Simpsons. Now she's also the host of Small Town Dicks, a podcast where she offers listeners a glimpse into the raw reality of true crime in small town USA. Everyone, please give a warm Build Brunch welcome to Yeardley Smith.
Hey, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
What a pleasure. I just tweeted at you guys.
Yes.
Oh,
Can't
yay.
We
Yeah.
appreciate the
Retweet
Twitter
it.
love.
I was props to you for drinking out of a Homer Simpson mug.
Oh, yes, that was for you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And where's the food? Because it's brunch.
It's a daily complaint.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah.
I want
drop
waffles
the ball.
every
Really
day.
Seems only fair.
I know.
Truth in advertising, my friend.
I know.
We're liars.
Starburst.
Great,
We're
you
liars.
guys.
There's some Starburst in the green room.
Disappointed Yeardley, guys.
Yes, and some Hershey Kisses and a lot of tequila.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
See, we got you.
Dude.
Brunch is also about drinking.
Yeah. Hey.
Fair enough. Where are the mimosas? The Bloody Marys.
Bring
listening
out
right
the
now.
mimosas. So you have been
Yes.
the voice of Lisa Simpson
For 100 years.
for 100. You're
our entire
110.
life.
Yes, thank you.
Since 1987. How does that feel?
It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
You know, I read once that the average life of a sitcom is 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we passed that.
Yeah.
So we're good.
What would you say are some of the major changes you've seen on the show in the last 30 years?
Really, probably the biggest change was after about season 7 or 8, we started to sort of remember that we're a cartoon. Prior to that, James L. Brooks, our executive producer, had said he didn't want The Simpsons to do anything that real people couldn't do. So if you couldn't drive, you know, the van full of the family off the cliff and everybody survives, because that doesn't happen.
Oh.
And then when we just kept going, they were like, hey, we should take advantage of the fact that we're a cartoon.
Right.
So now we can drive off a cliff and everybody survives.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Yeah. And I mean, 2 years you said is like the average length of
Yeah.
an animated series. Why do you think?
Any series.
Of any series?
Yeah.
Wow.
Think of Joey.
Yeah.
That's really amazing.
And now it's probably like 2 episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
Now they,
You know.
they pull it right away.
They
if you don't
do.
get those numbers.
Like if you don't make your numbers right out of the gate, fuck you, we're out.
Yeah.
This show's ending.
You know that, believe me, we're almost there.
What do you think you might attribute some of that longevity to?
I really think it has to do with the fact that the writers write for themselves. You know, we get no studio or network notes.
Wow.
And so you don't have too many cooks spoiling the soup. And I always say, for instance, they don't ask me to go up to accounting and balance the books, thank God. So don't have accounting come down and tell the writers how to write funny, right?
Yeah,
That's rare, though.
yeah.
It's very rare.
Especially for a
And
network
actually,
show.
Very rare. And James L. Brooks, because he is that guy, because he started, you know, Mary Tyler Moore and
Yep.
Taxi and Terms of Endearment. Like, he has, I'm sure he has an entire room just of shiny gold statues of all kinds.
Yeah.
When The Simpsons went to half hour, he said, I'll only do it if we get no studio or network notes. If we also, every episode is scored by a 40-piece orchestra, which is incredible and really expensive.
Yeah.
And if Lisa Simpson is a genius and plays the saxophone.
Love it.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty extraordinary.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah, who knew? But how does it feel to have a strong fan following for 30 years? I think there's only like a certain number of people who can say they've had a strong fan following for 30 years.
This is true. Really, I think, I mean, it's incredible. I get people who come up to me and tell me how much Lisa Simpson has meant to them in a time that was hard in their life, or that because of her they play the saxophone, or you know, they really found their voice. I also, you know, if anywhere I go in the world, if somebody knows I'm Lisa Simpson, they're happy to see me. Who can say that?
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
is so
that's
cool.
an incredible gift.
What qualities do you think you and Lisa Simpson share?
Not enough.
Not a-
She is, I mean, I do believe that Lisa Simpson is really the best parts of all of us. But really one of my favorite parts of Lisa Simpson is her sense of humor. And I do think that no matter how articulate and emotionally intelligent she is, and how well she can get a message across if you put her on a soapbox, if you forget that she's 8, then she's just incredibly insufferable. So you have to also put her in front of
That's so
Itchy and
true.
Scratchy, right?
Right.
And have her laugh her ass off. Because otherwise, she's just this really precocious mouthpiece that nobody wants to listen to.
That is such a good observation.
So,
Yeah.
And Brittany is our resident Lisa Simpson.
I am.
You are.
My brothers used to call me Lisa Simpson, and I played the saxophone. So,
See?
yeah.
I love
I
you.
loved having a character that I could relate to, honestly. It was cool.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's who I wish I had been at 8 and who I often wish I were today.
Of course.
Yeah.
Is it true that there's a sequel to the Simpsons movie in development? Can you tell us anything
I
about
don't know.
that?
Did you hear that?
I-
I
we-
find out everything about my career on Twitter.
You're going to be in a movie soon again.
I'm excited. Woo! God, that would be awesome. I know
Yeah.
the fans have been asking for it forever.
Right.
And I have no objection. Just tell me where to go.
Okay, great. They're
Sign me
watching,
up.
so
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Hello. I'm available.
And you also co-created and co-host Small Town Dicks. Could you tell us more about that?
Yes. So it's a true crime podcast, and I have to say, even if I didn't co-create and co-host, it's really, really good, because all of the cases are told by the detectives who investigated them. So me and my best friend Zibby Allen are the co-hosts, and we co-host again with 2 identical twin detectives, Dan and Dave. And Zibby and I we're like you. We're the Greek chorus. We're the audience, so we get to ask all the questions that you wish you could if you had the opportunity. And we file FOIAs for 911 calls and suspect interviews, and our interest in it was that big-time crime is happening in small-town USA all over the place. And I remember we were friends with Dan and Dave, and every time we would get together, we would say, tell us about your day-to-day. And it was always so much more interesting and often harrowing and perplexing because they see the worst of humanity from soup to nuts every time they walk out the door. And so we thought, this should be a podcast, which I think so many podcasts are sort of born on the couch with a glass of wine. Like, that's a good idea. So, but it turned out to be a really good idea, and we really wanted them to tell the story. We didn't want them to tell us the story, and then we would regurgitate it. And I think when we read something in the news or you see it in the paper, you get like this much of the story. But to see how all of the pieces fit together in order for justice to be served is a really extraordinary journey. And every one of these detectives that we've talked to says it's a calling, it's not a job. And while there is a worthy conversation out there about law enforcement abusing their power, indeed, I think for the most part, their law enforcement is doing a really extraordinary job. And there are bad actors in every profession. And there is also a place to show the really good work that's being done by those who care deeply and want to do it the right way. And so that wasn't why we started the podcast, but it's certainly one of the things that's come out of it. And our favorite, we have over 2 million downloads. We're only a year and a half old. Season 4 starts March 15th. We just finished season 3, and we get all kinds of fan mail from law enforcement themselves to say, thank you for telling the story the way it actually happens. It's so gratifying to know that you're doing something well and doing it right, and doing right by the people who are in it. So it's really good. I have to say, and it's very, Zibby and I also do the editing. We edit on paper. She does the shaping, and then I'm what I call the flea comb. So I'm sort of the fine-tooth comb because I'm OCD that way. And while we never change the story, we're not dealing with professional storytellers. So we actually, sometimes they put the beginning at the end or the end at the beginning, or like, oh, I forgot to tell you this thing. So we move the puzzle pieces around, but the story is what the story is. And so it's clean. It's like, clean like This American Life. Clean and beautiful and curated. So if you're into that, I highly recommend it.
Ooh,
yeah, we have over 47 episodes, I think. And I'm very, very proud of it.
Yeah,
That's very exciting.
And you're doing so many other cool things as well. I know that you have a scripted feature called Gossamer Folds.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, it's a wonderful story. So we just finished shooting in Louisiana, and it's about a trans woman of color in 1986. She befriends a little boy whose family moves in next door. His parents are having marital troubles, so they're basically sort of ignoring him. He finds a friend in Gossamer who's living with her dad, and Gossamer is a wonderful designer, and her dream is to get to New York City. And in the 80s, I don't know if you knew, but there was this thing called the ballroom scene, right? So Pose is about that. And Gossamer, though, she's stuck in this tiny town, Kansas-ish, right? And so you have these two wonderful characters who are both misfits and find a way to connect just as friends. And we have Alexandra Gray, who is a trans woman of color, as the star. We had a really wonderful, diverse crew. Our director is Lisa Donato, who is an LGBTQ activist. Jackson Robert Scott, who starred in It, plays the little boy. I have a small part in it because I'm like Hitchcock. I like to pass through the lens in every film I produce. Really, really looking forward to this. We got guidance through GLAAD on how to do it right, and because it's very, very important that, it's me. I'm a white woman, and my other producers are all middle-aged white men. They're like, who the fuck are you telling this story, right? And so we wanted to serve this beautiful story and serve the community that it highlights and do it well. And so I think that we've done that, I hope.
And this is a project through Paperclip Limited,
yes,
which you're a co-founder of.
I am, with my partner, Ben Cornwell. We've been in business together for about 9 years. Ben herds all the cats, keeps a lot of the plates in the air, and I'm sort of the creative mess.
Well, thank you for telling us about that. That's great, and it has been so delightful having you on. Yeardley, thanks so much for joining us.
Bless your heart. Thank you.
You can listen to Small Town Dicks on all podcast platforms and catch new episodes of The Simpsons every Sunday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In an interview on Busy Tonight, Dirty John actress Connie Britton revealed that pretty woman Julia Roberts once tried to set her up on a blind date. Apparently, Matchmaker is one of the many titles that makes Julia Roberts a great BFF. Let's take a look.
She tried to set me up with somebody.
She did? I bet she would be good.
Yeah.
She would know good people.
Yeah. It hasn't worked out yet.
Okay.
But at least Mama tried,
Yeah,
you
she
know
tried.
what I'm saying?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna think about it. Now I feel like the gauntlet's been
Julia
thrown.
Roberts did it.
Yeah,
you know
I'm
what
gonna do
saying?
it, Connie.
Whoa.
Okay, anything Julia does.
Give it a shot. Anyway, she came up to, she saw me and she was like, oh, and then she came up and she was like, I love you. And I was like, I'm never washing my face again. Can you tell? It's not really a functional relationship. Like it's not really a healthy friendship. It's more like I idolize her and she's nice to me.
Well,
I love that I idolize her and she's nice
kind to me.
Yeah.
Connie Britton should have someone who adores her.
I know.
And she has so many people, but I'm surprised she's not in like a serious relation.
From what I didn't Google this recently, but from what I remember, she was in a very serious relationship, and then they broke up, and then she ended up adopting a little boy. I think his name's Yobi. So I think the last couple of years she's been more focused on him and building her family, and obviously doing a lot of passion work that she loves.
Yeah.
So maybe she hasn't like really been looking. I think maybe she was okay, but obviously Julia wants to.
But she's also allowed to be picky. Like she's Connie
Exactly.
Britton. Like
She's
people.
Totally, I'm not saying she should like settle for
Of
any
course.
man,
Yeah.
but like I just see her as a relationship woman.
I think we just love her so much. I'm like, she's so nice.
She's just a ray of sunshine. Like anyone's a ray of sunshine, it's Connie Britton. Like I couldn't imagine if she ever did. Like if she could slap me in the face and be like, "Oh, that was a nice slap." Like I don't know. Like she's just like a good person.
I feel like she probably like likes it dirty though.
Maybe. Speaking of dirty, last night, Dirty John, it was the season finale.
I'm not totally caught
That
up.
was my
the
second.
most successful scripted show on Bravo. Like,
It is so
congrats to
good.
Bravo that they got that in the air.
I mean,
you started watching?
really,
Oh yeah, I
really,
think
like,
I'm 3 episodes behind.
job
Okay, me
well
too.
done to Bravo. Like,
Yeah.
I am so proud of them. I think the costuming alone is like to die for, and the casting. Like not only
Casting.
Connie Britton, but like Julia Garner
Yep.
and Juno Temple as the daughters.
Yep.
Two
And
of
Erica
my
Bana.
favorite
Erica.
actors. I mean, he's okay. Let's talk about the women in this
The women
series.
are good.
The women in this series are
men.
amazing,
The
and they
white
bring
men.
it. And I mean, the last, like, you know, the finale, Eric gets what he deserves.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I also like, God, now I'm drawing a blank. The mom.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah, I
actress
always
who
forget
plays.
that woman's
I
name.
forgot her name. She was in Designing Women, and I love her. June Smart is her name. I love her. Casting.
Yeah, perfect casting. That old lady with the white hair and the glasses.
Yeah.
Imagine
so
if Julia
forgiving.
Roberts is setting you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pressure.
Man, I wish she would set me up with her niece.
Oh, Emma. I was like, who's her niece?
I mean, you love Emma Roberts.
Yeah, I love
Emma
her
Roberts is
so
great.
Evan
much.
Peters, they're still together though, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're a
She,
great
like-
couple, yeah.
No, she like abuses him. She was
That's
in
in the
jail
past.
for like a night.
That's a misunderstanding. There's bigger monsters to take down.
Yeah.
Have your friends ever set you up? Or would you let your friends set
Oh
you
my
up?
gosh, my friend in college one time tried to set me up with this guy who I thought was really cute, and online we both liked each other. And then when he met me, he immediately had this like face of disgust, and he was like, "Ugh, I really thought your voice was gonna be lower. Like, I hate your voice."
Whoa.
And I was like, cool.
You have a pretty deep voice. I mean,
Really?
like, it's not super high, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, thanks.
Your voice
I've
is
never-
nowhere
yeah.
near any sort of like bad or like. It's
not any sort of remarkable pitch
Yeah.
that I would
Wow,
need.
forget him.
Wow, okay, because a lot of
Forget
people
that
say
sucker.
my
Forget
voice
that
is
guy.
annoying. Is
Really?
it just my personality or my face?
I think that guy was just a dick.
I don't know. Yeah, he
That
was.
sucks.
Yeah.
That is true. He was
Yeah.
like a huge, just real
Phallic.
life dick.
He had a phallic look.
Yeah.
Have you guys been set up?
I've never been set up.
You've never been set up, have you?
I'm at the point where I'm asking friends to set me up. So if you guys know anybody.
You're posting on Facebook like, please set me
I do
up.
think like meeting people through the apps is complete bullshit, and
Yeah.
the only way that you're ever gonna meet somebody for real is if your friends
Yeah.
set you up.
Agreed.
Fun fact: Katie Couric tried to set me up in December.
Oh yeah. Wait, how did that go?
The guy gave me his card, but I didn't think he was that cute, so I didn't call him. But she like did all the work. Like
She found him?
She wing-womaned me.
Katie Couric.
She found him and planned in advance, or found him at a
No,
bar?
it was like we were out and she.
Yeah, okay, that's less
That's-
setting someone up, more
yeah.
just like being a wingman.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still I didn't have to do the work.
Absolutely, but you might have a higher success rate if someone curates your trip.
Yeah.
It's just true.
Yeah.
But great wigman to have, Katie Couric.
Yeah. Wait,
I
She's
wanna
a great
set you
person
guys
having
up
at the
now.
bar.
If you guys know somebody, I'm totally down for being set up. Honestly, being online sucks. I think that's the only way Connie Britton's gonna meet somebody.
It's so like all about the physical
Yeah.
aspects of dating online stuff, which is totally fine. That's what you're looking for. But I just noticed it's just, you know, very much like how you look, what you.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, my friends said they're gonna set me up with this mutual friend that they have, and he looks really good. He has a mustache, perfect.
Great.
But then they were like telling someone else, they were like, "Don't you think this is a great setup?" And that person was like, "Isn't he a sociopath?" And then they looked and they were like, "Yeah, but." And I was like, "What?"
What?
And I'm like, "I need new friends."
Yes.
In what way is he sociopath?
I don't know. I was like, "Tell me more." And they're like, "Shannon, it's just for like casual fun time."
No.
Chill.
No,
And I
that's
was
not
like,
good.
Back to
Not a
Dirty
good friend.
John. It's
Yeah.
never casual
That's not a
and
good
fun.
friend.
But I would do anything for a good mustache, you know?
You would.
Yeah. I'd go to
Or
jail.
Justin Thoreau in gray sweatpants running.
Oh. Okay, well, I need a break.
If I ever meet Justin Thoreau, I will set you up.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
He's just like skateboarding outside right now. I just need to like get off the clock and be like, find my man.
Would you rather Justin Thoreau or Keanu Reeves?
Justin.
Wow,
Sophie's
that's
choice.
tough. Keanu Reeves, I mean, I don't know Justin Thoreau's personality a lot, but Keanu Reeves is just like a pure soul. He's all like namaste and zen in the right way, and he embraces sadness, which I really love. So I feel like we have a more soul connection.
Okay, Keanu Reeves, curtain
right,
number
Keanu.
3.
Well, speaking of swiping, it's now time for our next guest. Olivia June is the founder and CEO of Hey Vina, the friend-finding app for women that connects, celebrates, and empowers women by helping them build their tribe, one right swipe at a time. Everyone, please give a warm Build Brunch welcome to Olivia June. I love this entire outfit.
Oh, thank you.
It's so
Yeah,
cute.
Beautiful.
Well, we have to dig into this. I downloaded the app today to check it out. It is so much fun. So tell me why you decided to start it.
Well, I made this app because I myself found in a position where I was moved to a new city after college, and suddenly I was like, wait, how do I meet people?
Yeah.
And there were tons of websites and things to do to find a date, but then I was like, I really want my girls. Like, I want to go to brunch. I want to go to yoga. I want someone to go get a mani-pedi with. I want someone to decompress, like, what happened last night? And so, you know, you go to those places where you're, like, out and you're hitting on some girl in the bathroom. You're like, hey, girl, you look really cool. I like your outfit. Like,
And I just
do you
talked to you, basically.
do you have a hair tie? And, like, you get each other's number, and then the next day you're like, oh, I can't text her. And that's too weird.
Yeah.
And so I was trying all these different things. I was volunteering. I was like asking friends for introductions, but it was really just not finding me like my people. It was getting me some people, but I really wanted, you know, the difference between like your friends and then just like some people you know.
Yeah, duh. My friends and these guys.
Right? And so I had been working in tech for a while, and I was like the only woman in some tech startups, and it's kind of a weird position to be in. And I was like, I really, really need some girlfriends. And so I started throwing wine parties, and every month we'd have about 100 women come out to a wine bar somewhere in San Francisco, and we were finding all these great things like jobs and like travel and roommates and deals and all these things. And I was like, this is actually really amazing. But how do we do this when everyone's moving to London or New York or LA or we're traveling? And like, how do we keep doing this? And so I decided to start building tech. So that way we could take the dating app experience, but flip it on its head and make it all about women, all about women's empowerment, and have a community of people who are there for what you want too. Like everyone there is showing up because they want to meet new people also.
Yeah, and you had 100,000 downloads in the first week, so obviously your instincts were right. And I do know, like, in our culture, there's all this emphasis on squad, and like, do you think that that's probably helped people be interested in your service?
I think we're finally waking up to the fact that, you know, we have really emphasized our careers and like our personal well-being, but what a really important ingredient to that is the people we surround ourselves with. And it makes a huge difference. And I really felt that, and I know that many other people have felt that. And so by building something that really allows us to take care of like our whole selves, not just like eating well and working out and finding our dream job, then we can actually have our dream lives.
Definitely.
That's so cool. So the app has connected over 5 million new friends. Do you have any success stories, like cool people who came to you and were like, we started on the app?
Yes, so many. We get so many good stories. There's actually a couple of women in New York that I love their story. One of them, they lived here for quite some time, and she was just looking to meet some new people. The other had just moved here from London, and she, with her boyfriend, and they found each other on the app, and met, became best friends, started exploring their neighborhood and going out and like kayaking, and we have all these pictures of like really cute with milkshakes, and then her boyfriend proposed, and she asked her Vina date, or friend that she made from Vina, to be one of her bridesmaids. Wow. And to commemorate the occasion, their husband and fiance, respectively, got them best friend French bulldog puppies, and it's to die for adorable.
That's so
Oh my God, that's like the poster story.
What an incredible success story.
Yeah.
Right? But I think it's so many stories of people who just really change their whole lives through their friend circle. I mean, sometimes you're the single girl and all of your friends start getting married and having babies. And you're like, this is not my life phase. Like, I need some girls to go out with. And then there's the other side where you're like really changing your life to, focus on sobriety, or start working out a lot, or you just realize that the people around you aren't necessarily like the right people for you to have the life that you want.
Well, speaking on that, can you talk about, there's like kind of this loneliness epidemic happening and how it affects mental health. Can you kind of talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, so the US Surgeon General actually named loneliness as the #1 health epidemic in the United States. And so 46% of Americans actually identify as sometimes or mostly lonely most of the time. That's a huge deal. And I think that's been something we've been really afraid to even admit to, because the word lonely is scary. But it's really no different from being dehydrated or sleep deprived. It's just a basic human need. You have to talk to people, you have to get vulnerable, and it actually really contributes to our lifespan. Right. So people who are feeling lonely constantly actually get sick more often. People who have really good social connections and spend a lot of effort in them actually recover from cancer at a much greater rate. They actually survive and live longer with HIV or AIDS. They actually don't get sick as often. So this is a really big, important thing. It actually affects your lifespan by 30%. So if you don't have friends, you're actually less likely to live about 30% less long.
Oh my God.
I'm so glad I have friends.
Yeah.
I feel like I need
I'm glad I met you guys.
Yeah. More friends.
Like, just so I live longer.
Watching this and being like, I'm a loser and I'm gonna die.
No, because I'm serious. Like, all you have to do is like get out there and like download the app.
But speaking of which, because I always like meeting new people, making new friends. But why do you think it's so hard for adults to make friends?
So hard.
Even though most of our adults, like our parents' friends, they met when they were in their 30s or 40s. But like we still think all our friends are from high school and college, and that's it. So how do we make more friends?
think that.
I think that.
I don't think that.
I try not to think that, but it's hard.
Well, some of that is that we think that it should be easy. Like we have the perception that making friends should be easy, and it's not. And like just admitting to ourselves that it takes work and it takes effort and energy, and like not every person you meet is going to be your best friend, and just being okay with that is like the first thing. And the other thing is, statistically, we lose more friends than we gain. Like as we go through adults, and like our lives go through dramatically different paces. Like we go different jobs, we travel, we start families, we don't start families. There's all these different things that happen, and suddenly you're out of pace with the people that you grew up with. And that really starts happening only in adulthood. Otherwise, you kind of in a constrained situation where you're all, going to school and like doing all these activities, and it's all really bringing you together.
Yeah. You started Vina on your couch. No marketing budget. It turned into an app that's trending in the app stores. Like, what would be your advice for any hopeful entrepreneur out there?
So I think there are two really important things that I can offer here. One that I felt that I did that really changed everything was eliminating the concept of trying. Like, I'm not trying to do something. You are either doing it or you're not doing it. And so really focusing and just stopping using the word trying. I'm not trying to create an app. I'm not trying to create a business. I'm doing it. And all of us, like, we need to keep in that mentality, because what that mentality is, it's what our lives become. Yeah. And then the other piece of advice, I think, is really don't be afraid to share your ideas. Everyone gets really afraid that, like, oh, I have this like brilliant idea, and now what am I going to do with it? I can't share it or else someone might steal it. Well, there are millions of people with the exact same ideas that you do. Like, ideas are not unique, but the unique thing is what you personally bring, what you execute, and how you deliver your story and the product. And so those are two really important things that I would suggest to you as an aspiring entrepreneur, and like a way to really own it. Share everything you're thinking about. See people's reactions. If they're not reacting positively, it's probably not worth your time to continue to pursue it.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes so much sense.
And that takes me to my last question is the name, Hey Vina. What does that mean? Where did that come from?
So the networking group that I started was called Ladies Who Vino. And so originally it was like we're riffing on ideas and we're like, well, what about Vina? And so I Googled it to make sure it didn't mean anything weird. Always do that. Yeah. That's another piece of entrepreneurial advice. But the really beautiful thing is it actually directly translates to female friend in Icelandic. And so one of the things in society that we're really missing is a really good word for the strength of the relationship between women. We call our female friends girlfriends. But what that really we're seeing in the LGBTQ community is wanting to take that word back to mean the romantic relationship I have with another woman. And so what I really saw we needed in society was a word to say, hey, this is like a girl that's really important to me. She's my friend, and like, this is my Vina. And so by using this word that's really powerful, it really just directly means it's like amiga. And so that's why we use the word Vina. And so I hope you all are my Vinas. Yeah, you're my Vino.
Yes.
Honored.
I love that you're going to help us find friends and expand our vocabulary. Olivia, thank you so much for joining us. It's so exciting. And you can learn more about Olivia's friend-finding app for women at www.heyvina.com. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same table.